what is going to be the first Siege of Chthonian ZM game on the channel, because I made a mistake in the last game. So I'm joined today by James.
Yeah. Brought me waybearers today, taking them out for a spin in some Mortalis.
Yeah. And we'll give it a go. I'll attempt to not make any mistakes this game. So we're playing 2K, in which I'm the defender, and we're playing the Strategium. What is that? Strategium Assault?
Yes, Strategium Assault.
Strategium Assault. So we're playing Strategium Assault. You got the strategic advantage, didn't you?
Yeah. So I'm going to attack.
Yeah. And forced me to be the defender.
Yeah, though to be fair, like, you know, there's a big wall of shields there. I feel like it'll be a bit of a tough nut to crack, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah. So I'll go through my list first, since you've spotlighted it with the shield.
All right.
So I've got a fair few shields in my list. So this is going to be the first run out for my Iron Circle, which I just finished painting this morning. And I've got my Warsmith, which is traditionally with Thunder Spear and Paragon Blade, which is just the same spear, one-handed, two-handed, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's mastercrafted. He's then in a unit of 4 Iron Circle. They're all going to be deployed on the board. So that's costing me 4 reinforcement points. I almost said resource points, but reinforcement points. So then my other 2 reinforcement points that are on the board, because I've got a total of 6, is a unit of Dominators, which I've taken as troops under Pride of the Legion, and a unit of Veterans, which are also troops under Pride of the Legion, gaining line. And they've got Artificer Armour and a Graviton Mace on the Sergeant. And that's everything on the board, but not everything in the list.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, so everything else that is not yet on the board, I've got 8 Tartarus Terminators, all with fists, except one of them has just got an axe to be the disposable board.
Right.
I've also got a Plasma Blaster in that unit. Mm-hmm. I've got another unit of Vets that's identical to the first, so that's 10 Vets, Graviton Mace, Artificer Armour, and I've got 5 Mortalis Destroyers, which are the ones without jump packs.
Right.
And they've just got Graviton Mace on the Sergeant and Artificer Armour.
Right.
So yeah, that's my 2,000 points.
Lovely. I've got Delegatus. He's got a plasma pistol and a thunder hammer. He's in a retinue.
Is it actually a hammer, or is it?
It's a proper hammer. It's a little hammer. Yeah, I clipped it actually.
How unorthodox.
Yeah. I clipped the sword off this morning. I put a proper hammer on. Yeah. So that was me morning. I still got paint on my hand from doing it as well. You could tell a Warhammer player, can't you, if they've got paint on their hand. Mm-hmm. So he's in his own retinue, because retinues are great in Zone Mortalis, because obviously you can attach them for free. So
that's to condense the amount of reinforcement points that you're going to be using.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that ties into the Pride of the Legion as well, because obviously, you know, playing Pride of the Legion, you'll be able to put things in as troops. They're less reinforcement points. So
funny that we're both using Pride of the Legion.
Yeah, it's
almost like we came to similar conclusions.
Yeah, from reading the rules, like a bit of a no-brainer. I don't think Dark Brethren would have worked with all those doors and things. That you were just waiting me to take more wounds off my own folly, but. So I've got just basically in that retinue squad, there's 1 dual lightning claws, 1 guy with power fists, and then the rest have just got power swords, including the guy with the banner. And then also starting on the table is a Contemptor, just with a fist, and Gravis Laz. Pretty WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. And then I've got a 15-man blob of tax on there with a Vexilla. Sergeant's got a power sword. But apart from that, they are just a standard tactical squad. Although they've got bayonets as well, because they had some points. So I thought they can stab a bit harder at the door, or whatever it is that they need to do. Just while I mention as well, the Delegatus and the retinue squad are corrupted as well.
Right. So they're going to be Fear 1 and immune to panic? Yeah,
they're basically like pseudo demons, aren't they? In that respect. So I don't always like, run them as corrupted, but I thought it'd be a nice thing to do. And it gives him the warlord trait as well, which makes him a little bit demon-like as well, with the +1 strength and toughness for the first 3 turns, and then he goes back to neutral before degrading away.
So I'm trying to avoid him until that point.
Yeah, just wait him out. Just keep the doors shut, you'll be all right. That would work quite well, I think. But that's all I'm starting on the board with. I'm going to save some reinforcement points. So the rest of my list, I've got some support squad with the Vexilla. Sergeant's got a power axe, and they're armed with the Wordbearer's plasma. Yeah. So the strength 6, but pinning. Don't get hurt, which is quite good.
Well, that's so good. Just like not killing your own guys all the time.
Yeah, no, I think it's worth it when you just want to pump out lots of shots.
Are they an extra shot as well?
I think they're assault 2, I think.
Yes, so you don't need to get into that rapid fire to get that second shot.
So I can, but obviously as the attacker, I'll need them to close the distance to a degree, but if I can bring them on from the edge of the board and they're in range, then, hopefully I can light up something soft and juicy for them to pump some plasma into. Then I've got another Contemptor. He's got Gravis Plasma and then a Plasma Blaster in his fist.
Are they the Word Bearers versions, or are they...
No, that's just standard one. I think if I remember right, though, like I'll have to double check this. I think the actual, if you make it the Hellfire template, I think it actually makes it the smaller blast.
Oh right,
which for me isn't worth it. You just want to get as many things under that template as you can, really. And the Contemptors are not too bothered about. I think.
Yeah, like, I got hot. Like, I'll just roll 2 up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's not as bad for them. So, and saving on the points. So he's just there with normal. I've got another tactical squad, 15 man again, bayonets, but the sergeant's got a power fist on that one, just with the Vexilla. And then I've got a Tartarus Terminator squad, sergeant with a Thunderhammer. And then Plasma Blaster in that squad. There's 2 pairs of lightning claws, 4 chain fists and 3 power fists.
Right, so just a bit of a mix in there to take all comers, or
I just I like the idea of it being a bit of a mix for all comers, and then they can hopefully if they run into something that the power claws are good against into, then they can. They might not want to go straight into your Dominators with all those Thunder Hammers, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. We'll see what happens. There's at least one Thunder Hammer
this
in
is right before going straight into the Dominator.
There's what'll happen, isn't it? But at least there's more of them, so well, that's where the Brutal 2 will kick in. But we'll find out, won't we?
So one thing to note is, are the little icons that you've got with each unit, are those the Vexillas?
Yeah, so there's the Vexilla on the backpack on one of them, and then I've kind of got the little icons. The Vexillas are kind of like modelled on like a little 25mm base to go around. So sometimes I want to run them with or without, or I'll mix them.
No, it's a really nice touch that like I've just noticed as we're going through the list. Yeah. So really like that touch.
Yeah, lovely, thank you.
Yeah, so with the actual deployment to the mission of our reinforcements, you can deploy to the flanks or on my board edge.
Yeah.
The cost of one extra reinforcement point on the flank.
Yeah.
Or 2 extra on the rear.
Yeah.
I can only deploy on the flanks, and that's an extra 2 for me.
Yeah.
So we'll see as we go through the game whether or not I think that's a worthwhile amount of reinforcement points just to bring on 1 unit from the side. But obviously I'll spend that at the time. So at the moment I'm thinking it's a bit too expensive.
Yeah.
But if I manage to catch you out,
I think it's just opportunity, isn't it? If you see something there and you could bring in something that'll paste it, and there's a good opportunity to kind of like...
I'll be jumping right on that. I'll be all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we'll get into the game. But first, I've got to do the YouTubey stuff, so please forgive me. If you like the game and you want to see more Zone Mortalis, it was actually like one of my favourite game modes in Heresy 1. So actually, I'm really keen to do it. But if you want to see more, click like, comment below what you liked, what you didn't, what I could do better in the Zone Mortalis sort of format for you guys to watch, and subscribe to the channel. If you really like it, there is a Patreon link below where you can join James and the rest of the Patreons on Discord, as well as getting yourself a bounty tray, as well as dice that you'll see us using in this game.
Absolutely.
And we'll catch you there. Yeah, so Wordbearer Sim 1.
Absolutely.
What have we got going on?
Right, so I've got a big block in a sort of defensive ring over here, so I need to start making some moves up there. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just advance this tactical squad. I was thinking about running them, but actually I might be able to get a few pot shots off on them. Not that it's likely to do much, but you never know. So what I'm going to do is just move this tactical squad up 7 inches here, like this, into this little alcove. Trying to get as many up here as I can.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, I'll just go through the doors that are locked on the board. So I got to select 3 doors to be locked after deployment. So I locked this one that's next to the container so that the tactical squad couldn't really move laterally and they were penned into this corridor a little bit. I've locked the 2 in front of the command squad and the contemptor just to cause them a bit of aggravation in the first turn.
Absolutely. So, right, I'm going to take some pot shots at them later, I think. I was just doing a bit of measuring to see how many I can get in.
You did manage to get into range.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to fire a few things down the line.
Do you know what? Since you're in range, I'm going to use the suppressing action.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ZM reactions.
Yeah.
I've got 1 in the movement phase, 2 in the shooting with Stoic Defender trait, and then 1 in the assault phase.
Yeah.
So this is, what is it, a snapshot of my bolters.
Yeah.
So I get 2 shots and it hits on 6s, but they're combi bolters, so I'll re-roll that.
Yeah, it could potentially pin as well, which is always...
Yeah, that is key. They've got pinning as part of that reaction. So 2 combi shots. I don't hit. With combi, I still don't hit.
Oh, it was worth the punt, wasn't it? Worth the punt.
Do you know what? I thought there was going to be no shooting over here.
Yeah.
I've pretty much only got bolters on the board, so they're as good as anything.
Yeah. Well, you've chipped the masonry a bit, but...
With +1 damage roll to that, chipping the masonry.
Oh, I could fit
Don't forget about my Iron Warriors trait.
Yeah, I could fit an extra guy through now, surely.
But right, so the command squad and Dreadnought.
Yeah, so I think the Dreadnought is just going to move up here, up to this door, and he's going to be knocking on that in a minute in his own special way. And I think that these guys are just going to use their full move up here to start with.
So,
and come up
to like 2 inches from the door, and I imagine you'll gain that off the charge, which I imagine is coming.
Yeah, 100%. I think the command squad, there's a Thunder Hammer and a Power Fist in there, so I'm hoping that between the Thunder Hammer and the Power Fist, they should be able to, you know, brute force their way through the door.
That armor value 10 door.
Yeah, armor value 10
Famous
door.
last words.
Yeah, yeah. So then again, word bearers sometimes have a habit of coming up with you know, the rubber hammer as opposed to the Thunder Hammer. So we'll see.
I'm not going to start insulting you or agreeing with you on that. Like before we get into the game, because I've got a likelihood of getting smashed.
Yeah.
So, shooting phase.
Yeah, 100% shooting phase. So there's going to be tempted to do some shooting, you know, with the last cannon into the door, but I might just end up blowing right through it. But I'll start off with the tactical squad. So we'll have a look, see how many I can get in. But so it's 24 there, and then obviously there's going to be a few blocked off. But I'm thinking something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6. I think.
Okay.
I'd say.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know what? I'm going to really disappoint you here.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to use one of the shooting phase reactions.
You're going to displace?
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? No, I'm not going to disappoint you. I'm going to move towards you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to move 3 inches, and the computer terminals that you see on the board are actually just marking out the deployment zone for purposes of objectives, rather than being actual terrain. So with heavy, I've got -1 to my initiative, and just move to there. So you might have some more actually in. Sorry to make you measure it again.
More actually in range. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've moved 3 inches towards you.
I've got very mixed feelings about this, because on the one hand, I've got thunder hammers coming towards me. On the other hand, I get more shots into them. But, we'll see. So let's have a look. And that will open up all that row there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then probably, I would imagine,
probably that entire row there.
Probably this entire row here. So another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 shots. So I've looked for some 3s. Pick out that one. Pick out that
so 8 total hits, and then you're wounding me on 4s.
I am wounding you on 4s. Let's see what we get. So pick out those.
Not bad. 5 total.
5 total.
5 2 ups.
Some ones.
Oh my god.
There's a 1.
A brave hero, the Imperium, gets wounded.
Yeah, shot him under the shoulder. There we go.
Of which, of course, I mean the new Imperium, because I'm not playing those filthy loyalists.
No, yeah. 100%.
No loyalists on this table today.
No, it's all traitors. Just a bit of infighting.
It's because we're both men of taste.
No, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. There's no loyalists on this
Loyalists.
table. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, are you decided to fire your dreadnought into the door?
I think I am, yeah. I think, you know, just it's another opportunity to just for some reason, if you know something goes wrong with punching it, which I can't see, or if somehow managed to fail a 2-inch charge.
Well, now you've got to roll a 2+ to hit the door.
Yeah, 2+ to hit the door. So
I so hope you fail one.
yeah, no 2, and then they're armor value 10, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, so
And any pens will do D3 hull points.
right, so that's nothing.
You've got a sunder because you're a las cannon.
Oh, into the door, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
it's got an armor value, I suppose, don't I? Yeah, there we go. So 2 pens.
So each does D3 hull points to the door. You need 3 total.
Yeah.
Oh, he
That's
can in
it.
fact hit a barn door.
I can, yeah. He's living the metaphor. Brilliant. And then I don't think we're going to do any shooting over here. Instead, I just think we'll go on to the charges, and I think they're going to have a go at charging that door.
And that's just to get the surge, I imagine. If you...
Yeah, I mean...
Or to get the move even, never mind the surge.
Yeah, so, I mean, if I can get into the door, get the surge up, and then I can obviously try and hit the door open, so, you know.
Well, it's a 3-inch charge.
Yeah.
Here comes a double 1.
Yeah.
See, good dice.
Yeah, I'm really loving these dice. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just make sure that we move Thunder Hammer and Fist right up so they can do some cracking, and then he's going to move up here, the Apothecary in tow.
Right.
So
The door is static, so you automatically hit it.
right,
So all you need to do is not roll 1s on the, like, to pen roll.
to pen roll, and I should be all right. Right, okay. So Delegatus. Is it 3 or 4 for because I've got the charge?
Yeah, 4.
4
because of the charge.
Right, okay. So I only need a pen roll. That's all we're saying here.
Oh, so
Right.
you got 4.
4 pens.
And the door's destroyed.
So the door's destroyed. Right. So that is, I imagine, my turn 1. 2 destroyed doors and 1 wound on a Dominator. So
Not too bad for his own Mortalis turn 1.
No, not too bad for his Mortalis turn 1. Okay.
So at the end of James's turn, he gets 2 additional reinforcement points and brings him to 4.
I do.
Yeah. And that'll be into Iron Warriors turn 1. So into Iron Warriors turn 1, I think this will be a fairly quick turn. I'm going to move my Dominators up. So they're going to move 6 inches forwards, and that'll leave them about, it's 15 inches away total now. So it'll leave them 9-inch charge away.
Okay.
Oh, 10-inch charge. So I could attempt the bomb, but this is nice there. He's got 1 wound.
I might go for the reaction, to be fair, on those.
Trying to pin my ranks.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be, you know, it's more the pinning, I think, and just on the off chance to manage to pin them, I think that would be a huge thing. So
yeah,
I might just see how many I can get in. So I assume it's going to be 10 like it was last time, because everybody else is going to be pretty much out of line of sight behind that wall, aren't they?
Yeah, but you've got 3 that are in rapid fire now.
3 that are in rapid fire. Okay, so I've got my 10 and then get 3 more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking for 6s. Do some suppressing.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. 3 hits.
Yeah, well, I'll pick those.
I know he's not brilliant, but
it's
6s.
Well, I'm going for the pin. Obviously, it's more about that. So it's rather than killing him. Killing him's a bonus, obviously. So looking for those 4s. 2. Right, he goes out of the way.
Oh!
One guy dies. I'll take that. That's the
so
big thing.
1 brave Dominator has gone down, and that has forced a pinning check. And I'd be so upset if I get pinned.
Yeah, I'll be loving it.
Oh, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
They love it. So next comes my Iron Circle, and they move 7 inches. So I'm going to go 7 inches, and actually just stop. Do I stop behind the door? Now this is one of the big decisions in life. Yeah, 7 just gets me like halfway through the door. So I'm going to stay behind the door. just so there's an additional turn for me if James wants to charge me. I mean, he can blow up the door with the Dreadnought and then charge me with a different unit, but I'm all right if he does that. I'm happy with him to do that. My veterans are going to start sprinting over, and they're going to get level with the Dreadnought up here and just chain out a little bit where they can fit. Because I want to sort of... They can have their shots through this door in the next turn, I'm thinking, and I don't really want to get them punked if James comes on from my table edge with his plasmas or Dreadnought or any of the things.
Any of the things.
Yeah. So I don't want... So that's my movement phase done. I don't want any like cheeky manoeuvring of that tactical squad out of the way. So I'm not going to fire my combi bolters. So it's just into charges. So I'm 10 inches away. Yeah, 10. And the reaction that can be done is...
It's bracing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I might go for it because obviously if you get in, the idea of like not running is huge. You know?
And also, if you fail the test, see, I think it sort of should be a choice because the alternative is so good. You fail the test, you fuck off D6.
Yeah.
And then auto regroup. Oh, so good.
Yeah, not too bad, is it? Right, well, I think I have to roll leadership, don't I?
Yes.
So let's have a look, see what we get to.
Oh, you make it on the veteran sergeant's leadership.
So they're bracing in.
They are, and they're going to be fearless this turn.
Yeah.
So the Dominator's charge, I'm looking for a 10. No. Okay. I get 3, which just gives me a bit of a surge. Oh, I get 6 for a 3-inch surge.
There we go.
So I just move down the corridor, and hopefully, if I don't get charged, if I get charged right now, I'm not getting many attacks.
No.
But it just gets me down that corridor into the open area, hopefully for later turns. So that is Iron Warriors turn 1 done. So when Word Bearers turn 2, James, what are you going to do with your reinforcement points?
So I've got 4 reinforcement points. The Contemptor is an elite, costing 2. And because I'm the attacker, it means that I can spend 2 to bring it on from your board edge. So even though I'm an English teacher, 2 plus 2, I believe is 4. So I feel like...
Do we need a calculator?
Yeah. So sorry, I did it with the cameras off. I got the calculator out. So I'm just going to put him there and bring him on.
Not moving any further onto the board?
Yeah, I think, well, I'll just... placing him there, but I will move him a little bit further.
Oh, right, okay, fine.
Yeah, I'll move him up this way a little bit because I want to get, funny enough, a little bit of a shot off on them.
Okay.
In a bit.
So I'm going to react.
Yeah.
With my iron. Oh no, I can't react with Iron Circle losers. I'm going to react with no one at this stage. I really wanted to just ping some shots into you, but these.
Yeah.
The tactical squads up there. Like, should probably save it for. I've got more chance of doing stuff to them.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That makes sense.
Ready, continue.
So, I think what I'm going to do is start by moving the Delegatus and his command squad up a bit further. So they're just going to continue to come through the doorway here with his punk mohawk.
I do like the touch.
Yeah.
Like the neon blue.
Yeah.
It goes really well with the colour scheme, though.
Yeah, it's sort of contrasting colours, aren't they? And I think it just means that there's a little bit of vibrancy on the model. I think the apothecary is doing parkour in the doorway there, but he's just going to float around.
Well, he's doing that thing where you put your hands down on the banister. And just lift himself up.
I'm glad it's blown up because if you somehow manage to turn the door back on, I'd have one very, very squashed apothecary.
There is rules for that, which actually is a.
Yeah.
Good point.
It is a good point. So, well, yeah, I'm glad I've blown it up. Otherwise, it might have been very squashed. I'm continuing to advance. Obviously, I think I've got to push up as the attacker. So, I'm going to just take the Dreadnought here and just move him up a bit further.
Yeah, and he's like my Iron Circle. They're a bit confined in what they can do.
Yeah.
Because they've got such a big base, so only able to fit through these 2-inch doors.
Yeah. So yeah, the small doorways are effectively a no-go for them at all, are they? So to be fair, though, I think there's a little bit of an avenue of attack. So I'll just have to But it makes it a bit one-dimensional, doesn't it? You can see where I'm coming. You know, there's not a lot of surprises. Apart from a Contemptor, of course.
You could have taken a flanking route. Yeah, I mean, surprise Contemptor in the back lines.
Yeah.
That's fairly unorthodox.
Yeah. It's a wannabe Alpha Legion. He's fed up with being a word bearer.
There we go.
He wants to join the 20th, I think. And then my other thoughts are about this unit here. So I think all I'm going to do with these guys is just back them up slightly because, you know, whilst I am the attacker and I've got to pushing up into, you know, a unit of Dominators is probably not the most savvy thing to do. So I'm only going to roll these tacticals back ever so slightly here so they can continue to just pepper away. They've had a bit of success so far, to be fair. They've managed to...
You got about a third of their points back.
yeah, they have, to be fair. Just chipping away at some Dominators.
Who said tacticals are bad?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So, but they're not quite ready to test their bayonets out yet.
No, but that is where I will pop my movement reaction.
Right, okay.
And so I've got my combi bolters. One of them is in rapid fire.
Yeah.
So I've got 5 shots this time.
Absolutely.
They are snap firing.
Yeah.
Oh! And that is a ridiculous roll. 5 hits with the combi.
If there wasn't an advertisement to get some of these dice, I don't know if there'd be a better advertisement.
They're fair.
Yeah.
See, 1 wound with
right,
the same set of dice.
Yeah.
They balance out.
Yeah, it balances out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll just take this on a mook. I'm not going to take it on the sides or anything like that.
It takes a wound.
Takes a wound.
A pinning check.
Pinning check, yeah, absolutely. So,
yes.
1 dead guy. And then...
Ooh. Oh, they're pinned.
Oh, they're pinned.
No more of that withering bolter fire that came in last turn.
I was being far too cocky there, I think. So,
well, leading me on a merry goose chase.
Yeah, 100%. I've just
None
got
of
to back
that.
up a little bit. And
We've faced Marines before.
yeah, so those guys are pinned. Interesting. So that works to your favour somewhat. Right, but I think that's it for my movement. So I think I'll just go on to shooting.
Okay.
Right, so I think what I might do is with the Contemptor here, strange as it may be, might actually work to your advantage, but I might actually just blow that door open.
Right, okay.
I do have a theory as to why I'm going to blow that door open, but I might just take his Gravis Las and just plink some shots into that door.
Right, so that's the last locked door on the board.
Yeah, well, I think it might be thinking long game here. I want locked doors out the way. Plus, it does open up some shots. So if they're kind of coming up here and then around here, I can't fit through that door. But you know, maybe I could, you know, put a few last cannons into them or whatever it might be. So at least he's doing something then. So two shots.
Is he twin linked? No, he's Gravis.
No, he's just. Yeah.
So he can't hit a door. He
can't
proved it on the first one, but now it's a bit further.
Well, that was
away.
a barn door. This is just a stable door. So,
right.
There you go. Hit the barn door.
It's the difference in size, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's 1 hit.
Yeah, and then 3 is a pen.
So he does D3 hull points.
D3.
Oh, he gets the 3.
Gets the 3. So the door's open.
So he's a bad shot, but he's effective.
Yeah. Managed to get 1. There's a bit more masonry, you know. He's a wannabe decorator, isn't he? So that's one thing done. And I don't think there's going to be any shooting from that squad over there, and they're pinned. But there is a Contemptor back here, and he does have a pie plate to drop.
He does.
So I will need a scatter dice though.
Who are you targeting?
I am going to target this squad of Dominators, I think.
Right. I will pop my shooting reaction.
Yeah.
Because I've got to.
Yeah.
I don't want his pie plate landing on me. So I'm going to disperse with my Dominator squad. I'm not going to pop my Iron Warriors reaction yet. I'm going to move 3 because I've got heavy. And I'm going to just spread out a little bit. So moving that 3. He's got a bit too much cape for his own good. Yeah, moving that 3, I'm just going to get, actually, 2 inch apart. The closest guy isn't going to move at all.
Yeah.
And hopefully it just reduces those incoming hits.
It does, doesn't it? So I just want to be sure that I can, if I target this middle guy here, like, yeah, I mean, if I put it there.
Well, I've got to be within 2, so you definitely get one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll
So
go
just
and roll it in
on the table's fine. So it's
on the
close.
table's fine.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. There's a hit. So
nailed
there's two of them. So if I come around here and see what the damage is.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking for some breach in here, but
yeah. Two breaches.
Two breaching.
So it doesn't double me out,
No.
but I've got 4 up invuns as a Dominator.
Oh,
Love it.
beautiful. So I will then do the Plasma Blaster, which is in his arm,
Yes.
and pop 2 of those shots in. So looking for 2s there. Oh, there's a 1. And then looking for... So it'll wound, but it won't be breaching.
Right. So I've got a 2-up save against that. He loves it. And that miss was an overheat. Was it? Or is a Plasma Blaster overheating?
Yeah, I think it will, yeah, because it's not the Word Bearer's one. I think it
Do you want to look it up? And the 1 overheat on the Plasma Blast gun.
Here we go.
He's
fine. Not the most effective shooting from the Plasma Dread there, but...
Yeah. He was clearly set to low power.
Yeah, he's just warming up. He's just warming up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
don't-
any charges? Well, I mean, you could perform the long bomb if you wanted. I think it's an 11, is it? Or is that a 10?
It's an 11. It could be. Or I could always do this door and come through here and leave them.
You could.
What fate may be. I think an 11 is a bit of a punt, to be honest. We're actually getting into that door. I mean, there's no point going there because I can't go through, but I could potentially come round here and actually just come into the blob.
Yeah, have a bit of a go.
Yeah, which might be the better tactical option, to be fair. Though I'll have to think of something else to do with them. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go into that door there.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can just brute my way through the door. So as long as I get
5-inch charge.
5-inch charge.
You get +1, so you need a 4, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, loves it.
Yeah, there we go. They wouldn't have got into the Dominators, so
Yeah,
probably
he's
the
in
best.
Hammer of Wrath. I forgot about that. You get Hammer of Wrath versus the door.
Do you?
Yeah. Which is anything with a toughness or armor value, isn't it?
Yeah, fine, fair enough. Is it just the one?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's roll it.
He pens it.
Pens it.
What does the pen do? Just one.
So I'll have to rely on my normal attacks.
Yeah.
Punch through. Right. So auto hitting it, don't I? If I remember right. So it's just a matter of do I pen, which I do. So that's a dead door.
The door's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Very-
too,
Very good at killing doors.
yeah. Not too sturdy, these doors.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So he's gonna set up that line of attack, and I think that's everything for the Word Bearers.
Right. So that's into Iron Barriers. Iron Warriors turn 2.
So you've got 2.
Yeah, I've got 2 resource points in the start of my turn 2. Oh, James, you've got an extra 2, haven't you?
I've got 2 from the end of that turn now.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring on my veteran squad. I'm going to bring it on 7, and I get about an inch behind your dreadnought.
Lovely.
So the key point of why I'm targeting these why I brought in a veteran squad is actually because my sergeants have these graviton maces.
Oh yeah. Fair.
So I'm weapon skill 5, which on a tactical squad they don't really work that well, but the veteran tactical squads, because I'm the same weapon skill as a dread, it allows them to just go dread hunting a little bit. So yeah, that is the purpose of this vet squad.
Lovely.
So they get there. Just jump in when you want to react, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
My other veteran squad isn't going to move because they're already within 2 inches. I don't want to risk that snap firing from the dreadnought. Now the tactical squad is unpinned at the end of James's turn. They're a bit bunched in, but I can't fit many dominators past. Like the actual distance won't allow me to get any bases past the corner, so I'll only get a couple of dominators actually in. But I think I need to go for it and just minimize what's happening, and then maybe if I can do them in this turn, come around the corner and be useful in another turn. Otherwise they're sort of just wasted. I think that's a pretty good trade if one tactical squad takes my dominators out of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Next to the core of it, the Iron Circle, am I going to be a coward or not? Now, I'd like to say not a coward, but everything within me says be a coward. But I'm going to have to fight it. I'm doing this for the viewers, you know. So I'm going to go through the door because they're not controlled. So I'm going to go through the door. Oh, sorry, not locked.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I'm going to just get as many of my Iron Circle, both in base contact and through the door as possible. Mm-hmm. Because my base contact will provide me with a 4-up invuln save because of their moving bulwark special rule.
Right.
I'm mainly saying that for me so I don't forget it later in the game. Because I'm going to have a habit of doing that as my first game with them. With that, I'm going to...
So can I just ask, if they're within 12, that's the rule on the suppressor?
Yeah, so you can have a pot shot.
I might well do that from the las cannon, because the las cannon could potentially do
of course.
But are they fearless?
They are, because they're automata.
Yeah.
They're fearless.
So the pinning is essentially useless, but I could fish for something.
Yeah, of course.
So I'll do 2 shots from the Gravis las. And no, there's no 6s there, are there? So
worth a punt, though.
Yeah, it was worth a little punt.
And that is over to shooting, where I'm not actually going to shoot anything. Because the reason being, I don't want you to move away with your reaction if I just pop some shots in.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer to just hold you there.
Yeah.
So that when I charge, it's not a longer charge.
That just makes sense.
So first one I'm going to declare is my veterans that have just come onto the board into the dread.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the brace option, which obviously, which won't do anything with the dread, will it? Because it's just also passing. So they can't fail. And my veteran squad here is 2 inches away. I'll roll the dice. Then 9. So
I'm just going to turn him around so it looks like he's actually...
So he's in the right way.
Yeah.
Right. So, veteran squad gets in, and other veteran squad. Now, I'm not actually, it was only sort of a few hours ago that I thought of the tactic of just some veteran squads, keeping them fairly cheap with just bolters.
Yeah.
On chainswords, I suppose. And then the sergeant with grav mace. So I said it with sort of slight confidence that it was going to work, that the grav maces are going to pay off. But we'll have to see in the combat.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. I've actually not a clue. Just sort of fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Is what I was doing. We've got the Dominators, which are going to charge the tactical squad.
Yeah, absolutely. So these guys are unpinned now, is that correct?
Yes, at the end of your turn.
Right. So I think they're going to have to brace. Because even if they can just partly survive and hold and just kind of keep you down here, because you're cataphracti, aren't you? So you're not running back.
No, and I also won't be able to sweep you.
Yeah.
Is one of the things.
So we're going to see if I can get them to brace, essentially.
Okay.
Because I think that is probably worth it. Oh,
they love it.
So they're bracing.
And my charge distance is 7, which might just about get a few
guys in.
So one of the things is, actually, no, it won't. My closest has to go to your closest.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is going to stack up behind because they're now blocked off by closest being with the closest.
This is why we love Zol Mortalis, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know, if you position in the right spot, a squad can actually punch above its weight because of these tight corridors.
Yeah.
So we'll see, when we actually get to the fight phase, your piling, because I can't move mine because it's already in base, your piling is going to get you a lot of attacks.
Yeah.
The final charge is going to be my Dominators into your command squad.
Right.
I mean, as the one that we all knew was coming.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So you're already stubborn because of your standard or fearless?
Yeah. So they're not. I'm not too worried about having to get them braced or anything. So they should be all right.
Yeah. So I'm just going to roll for the charge.
Oh,
the 3.
The 3.
The 3. So they surge 1.5 inches.
The heart wasn't in it.
Do you know what? It really wasn't. It really wasn't. So I just got to get round. Do you know what? That was tragic. That was absolutely appalling.
Yeah, they're too busy looking at his hair.
They're really distracted by it.
Yeah, it's a good tactic.
Right, and then that is into the actual fight phase. So let's start with the actual proper question.
Yeah, this will be interesting, I think.
Yeah. Well, do you want to go first with your dread? And then I'll do my vets.
Yeah, so it's just 3. So I'll go into this squad here. There's no discernible differences between the squads.
No, they're identical. Yeah, completely identical, actually.
Okay, so that's fine. I'll just target the one squad and see if I can pick a few up. So let's roll to hit to start with.
So I'm weapon skill 5 as well.
Yeah.
So it'd be 4s.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, just the 1.
And it's a 2 to squash.
And that's a dead guy.
Right, so that is 2 wounds done. So my 2 veteran sergeants, they have 3 attacks base, 1 for charging, and 2 close combat weapons. So that's 5 attacks each. So they're hitting on 4s. So it's 7 hits. And then I've got haywire. So 2s will not glance, take a hull point with only invulnerable saves allowed, and 6s don't allow invulnerable saves.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've got 2 just straight wounds.
Yeah.
2 complete fails.
And
3 invulnerable saves.
So I'm looking for 5s here.
Yeah. Oh.
So there's 2 5s. So that's a total of 3, isn't it, that he's taken?
Yeah. So you've got 3 left.
Yeah.
I pip combat by... Oh no, I'm forgetting about the chainswords. The chainswords. So for my chainswords, I've got 4 attacks each, and there's 15 total dudes striking. Because 3 couldn't fit in. And that 4 was dropped. Still 4. So we'll... Because they were on top. So 30 total hits, and then I'm looking for 6s, because my Iron Warriors rule doesn't help against toughness 7. So that's 7 total wounds to start with. Oh, I can see you tanking all of these.
Yeah.
And I'll roll these in 2 separate hands. Oh, nothing. Nothing. What losers? 2 more.
There's 2 more.
I was ready to write them off then. So that's 9 total wounds.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Right, I've got 3 left, don't I?
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. Could get a little tight.
Oh. He gets 2 1s.
2 1s, so he's alive on a wound.
Yeah. So, fairly effective of that one.
Mass chainswords into a dreadnought.
Yeah, do you know what? Almost the same amount of wounds as the specialist made weapons for the job.
Yeah.
So yeah, veterans, new thing to counter dreadnoughts. Heard it here first. So over to the tactical squad combat. James has already piled in.
Yeah.
And with that, there are effectively 3 ranks going to be fighting of tacticals. So how many of you managed to squeeze in?
So there's going to be 10 tacticals and a sergeant. Sergeant has got a power sword. So we'll start with him and see how that goes. So what weapon skill are your dominators?
They're 5.
5. So I'm looking for 5s, aren't I? Off him. Nothing there, unfortunately. And then bayonets are 2-handed, aren't they? Because they've got to...
They are, yeah.
Give it that. So I'm just going to pick out 10 there. Let's see how these guys do. But it does mean, obviously, if I get to the wound, I might be able to wound a little bit easier. So we'll see how I go. So looking for some 5s. Not the best roll, but there's 2 there. 2 6s, there's no other 5. And then I'm looking to see if I can wound you on 3s. Which I can. So 2 wounds. 2 1s, please.
Yeah, I'm going to really hope that he's not.
No, you're fine.
So then coming in reply
is...
I've got just the 2 dudes.
Yeah.
So they've got 2 attacks each plus 1 for charging. So I've got 6 attacks. I'm going to be hitting on 3s because I'm weapon skill 5. And then wounding on 2s. So that's 4 squashed tacticals.
That is 4 squashed tacticals.
Yeah, and then you are fearless.
Yeah, from
because you're bracing, yeah.
So they are sticking around, hopefully holding you up for a while.
Yeah.
But,
well, as you said before, if they take the Dominators out of the game,
yeah,
that has been more than worth it, I think.
Even for just long enough that it stops you coming back to... Because with the way the mission is and the way the mission works, obviously it's all really centered in and around this space here.
Sort of this
so,
box.
Yeah, that's the golden zone, really. So if they're over here, then I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So it's the end of Iron Warriors turn 2. Again, 2 reinforcement points to 3. And we'll move into Word Bearers turn 3. Word Bearers turn 3.
Yep.
And this could be potentially a pretty painful turn with your what's it called? With your Diabolist coming in. So you were just like pointed out something to me.
Yeah.
In Word Bearers rules.
So because I've corrupted him and I corrupted that squad there, in the Word Bearers section of the text, you can upgrade a consul to become a Diabolist, but he's a Delegatus. Now I was trying to remember if they were mutually exclusive or if in fact you can be a Delegatus with a Diabolist. The wording says you can just upgrade. It doesn't say about replacing.
It never says that it's like a console choice or anything.
No, it doesn't. No.
And we've checked the FAQ.
Couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So we've agreed that he can be, and then therefore he can use that kind of like psychic power, which may come into play shortly. But if it turns out to be wrong, we're just acknowledging that we're going with the best that we can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because we've checked the FAQ. Looked in the book. If anyone knows any different or just wants to even confirm that we're right, just leave it in the comments so that it puts our minds at rest.
Yeah, it'd be quite helpful to know. But if it turns out to be the decisive point of the game, then you know
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. First thing I've got to do though is I've got some reinforcement points, don't I? So I've got 2 because I spent them all last time bringing a Contemptor in, and the Contemptor that's now on 1 wound having got mobbed. But I do have a little thought, and it's 1 for a flank for me. And because I'm playing Pride of the Legion, I've got my Terminators as troops. So there's a big combat, there's a big ruck shaping up in the middle here. So I thought I might bring some additional boys to the party, so to speak. And so I'm just going to come on this board edge here. I'm going to bring in this Terminator squad. And just see if I can basically lend some support to
This just got spicy.
To what is shaping up in this combat. So I'm just going to put these guys, load them up here, and I might put now they're Armor 3, aren't they? Those guys.
They are, but they've got 4 up in one if they're in base-to-base contact with each other.
There's no point being the attacker and not attacking, as far as I can see. So I think obviously I'm going to have to play quite aggressively. There is literally a shield wall in front of where I need to be, unless I take some sort of very convoluted route. So I think I'm going to move my Contemptor up and come round here. Is he free to hop over this? Or
Yeah. I mean,
just say he's standing on the
surely they've
trailer.
not interred him in a dreadnought. He can't step over that.
I'm just hoping that this doesn't drive off with him on the back, to be honest.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
You've got a Cortex controller, so maybe you can get it to
give it a go.
Or something. Yeah. And these guys are just going to shuffle up basically to make sure they don't fail if they are stuck on some low dice rolls, basically. So Delegatus with a Thunder Hammer, he's got a much smaller hammer than the boys in front of him, but he's hoping he can swing it hard enough.
Yeah. Well, they can't actually react because I really wanted to spray you down with some shrapnel cannons.
Yeah.
But not able to react. So it's over to you shooting.
Yeah, over to shooting. So, well, we say it's over to shooting, but we from what we discussed earlier, there's potentially a sidekick, isn't there? So
yes.
So I'm going to see if I can do that. So the Diabolist rule gives them a dark and terrible power, which sounds like it's going to be very powerful, but we'll find out. So I'm going to roll to see if I pass the psychic check first of all.
No,
he rolls a 10. So on a fail, it says the check is failed, perils of the war, and then once that has been resolved, +1 to strength and toughness characteristic. So I don't get the Hammer of Wrath, but I still get an additional strength and toughness. So in addition to his warlord strength and toughness, because it's still turn 3, he's now on +2 strength and +2 toughness, which is the way that we're playing it.
Do you know
Obviously,
what?
we've said correct.
It's actually better to fail. Because if you pass the check, you get Hammer of 3 and Strength Toughness by 1 for the duration of that assault phase.
Yeah.
If it's failed, you gain +1 Strength and Toughness until the start of the controlling player's next turn.
Oh, so power of reading.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, 100%.
Good for you, you failed it.
Yeah, good for me, I failed it. So I've got to take D3, don't I? But I can pass them off on someone maybe in the squad. So we'll see how I go. Oh, so 3. Yeah. So I'm just thinking I'm going to take this guy off.
So that's the Lightning Claws guy?
Yeah, take the Lightning Claws guy off because he's not going to be as useful. And I'm just trying to remember if they're 1 wound or 2 wound, these guys.
They're 2 wounds.
2 wound, aren't they? So
dudes.
I basically just need to put a wound on another guy, don't I?
Yeah.
So I'll just put a wound on this back guy with a power sword here.
And you've got an apothecary in that squad, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I believe you get Feel No Pain against perils.
Right, okay.
So if you want to roll your 3 Feel No Pains...
Yeah, I'll just roll those.
So it's only that one guy off anyway.
So he's only that, yeah. That's fine. Okay, so we'll just leave him like that.
+1 Strength Toughness for the duration of the turn.
Yeah, so he's pretty strong.
Yeah. So that is over to the shooting phase.
Yeah, finally around to the shooting phase. So there's 2 combats over here, so it's really about what's going on over here, isn't it? So we were just discussing they can't react because that's what I was nervous about if they were going to sort of make charges harder or anything like that. But since they can't, we're going to start with the Gravis Las Cannon. And he's going to shoot into those guys there. So hitting on 2s. They hit. Okay, and what toughness are they? 7?
Toughness 7, yeah.
Okay, so strength 9. Okay, so there'll be
2 wounds.
2 wounds there.
2 wounds goes on my 4 up because I'm in base contact. I love it.
Tank it on the shield.
Yeah,
it's very good. And then I think really we'll just shoot a bit of plasma. So there's a plasma blaster here, which is assault 2. It's not a Waybearer special one, so there might be some get hot here. Hopefully not though. So 2 hits, and then strength 7, toughness 7. So we're looking at 4s.
Yeah, and that'll breach
and
as well.
2 breaches.
Yeah. So 4 ups. They love it. Their shield wall is
absolutely great.
They've used them shields before.
Yeah, I think they have. Clearly the shooting's not going to get through, so I think we might just have to do it in combat, to be fair. So I think what I'll do is just get round to some charging. So I'm going to start with the Contemptor and see if I can get the Contemptor in around here.
Right.
So let's have a little look. It will be, I think it's a 6-inch charge, looking at that.
Yeah, so you need a 5 because you're +1.
Yeah, 5 for the +1. So that'll do it.
Ooh, well in.
Oh, so he's going to come round there.
Oosh.
And see if you can hit something hard enough. And then I'm going to do this unit here, see if I can move around a bit and create some space, obviously, for those guys there. So low roll will get me in, but ideally a bigger roll so I can move around a bit.
Yeah, okay. So the 7.
7 means I can start to kind of come round a bit, I'd imagine. So, yeah, closest has to go base to base.
Yeah.
So it kind of has to go base to base. And then he'll have to go base to base there, won't he?
Oh, he's just the first closest.
Just
closest.
the first closest. So you can move around just about there. You can move around there. And there. Get him in there.
And I expect I'm going to be rolling for a few explodes this turn.
Well, we'll see. Let's have a look, see how long this charge is here. And so I think that's 6.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can get those in.
Oh,
big roll, well in. So
It's just stacking them up.
Stacking them up. I don't know if you'll accept.
Oh, well, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
So into this combat, we've moved everyone in. The
Yeah.
only person that's not fighting is this lightning claws dude at the back.
Yeah.
Now you were just considering, do you want to challenge me?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, I've got +1 strength and toughness, +2 strength and toughness.
Yeah.
It might be the opportune time, and there is a kind of secondary thing. So
You're
I
tough
think
6. I'm not doubling you out, but
Yeah.
I've got my 5 attacks. You're 3.
yeah, absolutely.
But you're doing 2 wounds as well. I think it's 50-50.
It's a really tough one, isn't it? It's a really tough one. I think I'll leave it for now. I think I'll leave it. We'll see what the shape of the combat will go until the end. I really do consider it though. But I think usually what happens with a Thunderhammer off is you just end up with mutual destruction, don't you? So
yeah.
Whereas actually I might have the numbers here. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Right, so we'll start with the Contemptor. So all the Initiative 4 stuff basically, since your are Initiative 3.
Yeah, my Warsmith, he's got it.
Yeah.
Surprise, he's going to use his Thunderhammer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we'll start with the Contemptor. So we're looking, what's the weapon skill of these guys?
The majority weapon skill is 4, so you're hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s. Okay, that's fine. So looking for those 3s. Oh,
1.
Awful.
So you've only got 3 attacks because I disorder your charge because of my shields.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So let's just take that 1 hit.
Just take the 1 hit.
Yeah, just take the hit.
Because I could roll it again, it'd be better. So
yeah,
you don't want
exactly.
to do that.
So then it's 2s.
2s. Yeah.
Oh, you get it. So that's 3 saves for the brutal 3 on my 4-ups as an Iron Circle. So that's 2 saved and 1 takes a wound.
1 takes a wound.
So I'm down to 4
on him.
And because it's on the squad, can I actually, like looking at engagement range, I can't put it on the closest one to all these Terminators. So do I put it on the one in the middle? Yeah, I'm going to put it on the one in the middle. And that's actually so that I can try and explode further this way to cover as many of your dudes as possible.
Tactical explosions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So right.
So power swords basically, and obviously they won't get the extra attack from the charge. So they are there's 2, 4, and then 6 of them. And then the lightning claw guy died, didn't he? So if I roll all these, so they'll be hitting on 3s.
Yeah. So 4 hits, and then it's wounding on 6s.
Yeah, which gives me the rend anyway. So I'm just fishing to 6s really.
Oh, you get 2.
I get 2. So 2 on your invuln, please.
Oh, he loves them.
Oh, rolling well on those invulns.
Yeah.
And then we will go to just this one guy here at the back, basically.
Yeah, with claws.
So if he's disorder charge, how many attacks is he on now? Is it?
So he's on 2. Oh no, you're on 4 because you've got 2 claws.
Yeah, 2 claws. Yeah, because he doesn't get the extra one. Obviously.
Right, and they're hitting on 4s because I'm weapon skill 4.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2, and then again, really ideally 6s.
You've got shred because they're lightning claws.
1 there.
So you get 1. I've got a 4 up. No, they take another wound.
He does the same amount of damage as the Dreadnought.
Promote that man.
Yeah, promote that man. You your sergeant next to him.
Right. So then that's over to my Iron Circle.
Yeah.
So I've got 1 that he's going to have to strike into the Dreadnought.
Yep.
So that's 3 attacks that are hitting on 5s. So you get 1 hit, and he's got Haywire on the hammer.
Yeah.
So it does a wound, and it's brutal 2, so it becomes 2 wounds.
So 2 invuln answer. So nope. So he takes 2.
Right. I've then got 3 Iron Circle that are all going to strike into your Terminators.
Okay.
Because they've got the same weapon skill as me, rather than more weapon skill than me.
Yep.
So I can reduce the incoming power fists a lot easier than I can from your command squad, I'm thinking. So that's 3. Oh, and 1 of them actually does have to go into the command squad because I'm in base contact with only the command squad.
Okay.
So the one into the command squad hitting on 5s is nothing. Cheers for coming. And the one, clearly a much better shield than he is a warrior. And then the other 2 into the Terminators. So I get 2 hits and 2 invulnerable saves, and they're brutal 2.
Okay, so 2. So I need to roll 4 really.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2 2s because it can't spill.
Oh yeah, 2 2s. So 5s because I'm in Tartarus.
That's 1 dead.
1 dead. And then...
Oh,
1
just
save.
1.
So,
Let me use my psychic powers. The lightning claw's coming off.
yeah, not the good one, not the good lightning claw. The guy at the back that can't fight, so he's coming off at the back.
Right. So then that is over to the initiative 1 step.
Yeah.
Where do you want to do yours first?
Yeah, can do. So I will start with this. Might as well start with my Delegatus with Thunderhammer. See if we can do some work based off that. So he's Weapon Skill 5, so he'll be hitting on 3s. Obviously just 3 attacks because I don't get the extra 1. So ideally
2 hits.
2 hits. And then he's +2 strength at the moment, so this is a very hard hitting hammer. So winning on 2s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
roll
one.
the 1.
So that's 2 invuns. That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
And he takes the iron circle in the middle down to 1.
Yeah. I'll do the power fist off the command squad.
Yes.
So he's gonna put his 2 power fists in. So again, hitting
On
2
3s.
hits.
Yeah, so that's 2 hits.
And then strength 8, so looking for 3s basically. So 1 going through there. So 1 on your invul.
So that's 1 4 up. Oh,
So-
1 explodes.
Yeah, so
Right. So how far does it explode? 5.
5 inches.
Excellent.
Yeah, you're happy
Excellent.
with that.
No, I am.
Yeah.
He can serve me in death. So that is. I think, all but the apothecary and 3 terminators.
Yeah.
All of me, obviously, and the dreadnought.
Okay.
So, do you want to do 4 hits onto me, and then we'll resolve onto you guys?
Yeah, that's fine. So 4 onto you.
So that's 2 wounds, because I'm toughness 7 majority. I've got a 3-up save, which I love it.
Absolutely.
So onto your dreadnought. I wound because I'm strength 8 in this explosion.
Oh,
Oh, it takes a wound.
so he's down 3. He's down to 3.
I've got, how many are in your command squad?
There is 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 actual guys. The the Delegatus and no, we said the apothecary.
Yeah, the apothecary.
Yeah, so 5 essentially.
So 5 into the command squad. That's 5 wounds. So that's 2 up saves with no feel, no pains. They're going to be super effective, I imagine.
Yeah, so here we go. Oh, 1.
Yes, success. He serves me in death.
I'll just put on the power soda guy there.
Yeah, and then all but 3 into the Terminators. So that's 6 total Terminators. Oh, 4 wounds.
4 wounds. 2s.
Oh, make me a happy man.
Oh, 1 takes a wound.
Gets one, yeah.
Put him on lightning claw guy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, so he's doubled out because it's strength 8.
Of course he is, yeah.
Yeah. The most brutal
Unfortunately
things
for
in
him.
Heresy, things exploding.
Oh, it means he will be double that too, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry.
Fine.
There we go. So
over to the Terminator squad that's left. Where are we going first?
I'm going to start with the Thunderhammer on the Sergeant.
Okay.
Okay. So he's going to put his 3 into there. So we're looking for 4s. So just the 1.
Yeah, and he will wound on 3s because I'm toughness 7.
Oh, rubber hammer.
Yeah. But you cursed yourself at the start, you did say.
I did say that, didn't I? So, and then we'll do the chain fists. Hopefully the re-rolls come in useful there for all the low rolls that I've got. So I'll roll these chain fists. There's 4 chain fists.
Yeah.
So again, hitting on the 4s. Oh,
3 hits.
not ideal.
And he's wounding on 3s with Shred.
No,
Oh,
I
3
didn't need
wounds.
them that time.
Yeah.
Sod's law, when you need them, they're not there.
So 4 up invuns. So I fail 2, and that's 3 wounds left on... Where do I put it? I'm going to put it on the one closest to the Terminators.
For some more explosive goodness.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
If it's needed.
So then that's over to the Power Fists.
Yeah, so over to the Power Fists. So I'll roll these now.
So hits once.
Oh, terrible rolling.
And wounds once, because you're on 3s. So I've got my 4 up, and he loves it.
It's your tank.
Do you know what, James? Here, you have these dice.
Yeah. I'll get a return on my investment.
I've then got my Praetor striking, who's got 4 attacks base, and he's got a Paragon Blade and Thunderhammer for the +1 attack.
Right.
So I'm going to strike into your Dreadnought, because I'm in base to base with him.
Okay.
But it hits on 3s with Master Crafted. So I hit 4 times, and then I've got Strength 9, because I'm an Iron Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
So I wound on 2s. So I win 3 times for a total of 6 saves, because I've got Brutal 2.
He's got 3 wounds, so I really... Oh, we were swapping dice, weren't we?
Yeah, use which.
Yeah,
I mean, you can carry on using yours.
Might work in your favour.
I mean, I don't believe in dice curses, but
No.
like they can't hurt.
No. Well, we'll see. If I give him a roll, we'll find out. Right, here we go. Oh, it's not too bad, but it doesn't look like it's enough.
No, so he's taken 4 wounds,
And he only had 3 left.
and he's going to explodes all over me now.
Yeah, so should we see how...
Well, you were talking about rubbing the dice before.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
D6 for the explosion
D6
radius.
for the explodes. Only 2, but it's enough to get your 2 guys. So let's do the iron circle.
Yes. Well, it's majority. It's just distributed shooting.
It's just distributed.
Yeah. Majority 7.
So I'll roll them there.
2 wounds. So I've
2
got
wounds.
3 up saves. So I pass 1, fail 1.
Yeah.
And I can't allocate to the model that's on 3 wounds because he's out of that 2-inch range.
Right, the 2-inch blast.
Yeah. So the one closest to you goes down to 4 wounds.
And I will take him off.
Yeah. So I've actually won that combat by 1, of which your command squad is fearless because of the banner.
Mm-hmm.
But your Terminators need to take a test. I believe you're stubborn because the banner's nearby.
Yeah.
So you're stubborn on...
Just the
What is
side.
it? Yeah, the Sergeant Leadership of 8.
Oh.
Right.
That's
so
not ideal.
you're running, but I can't chase because your command squad's in the combat.
Right. Okay. So let's have a look.
8. So you stay on the board.
They've only just come on. They don't like it.
They don't like it.
They don't like it. Which is not great, really, because obviously that leaves them looking very exposed. So,
Yeah. The next combat, we're going to go into the Dreadnought. And I'm not enforcing my will on James. He's picked that one.
yeah, 100%. I mean, who said Contemptors were overpowered?
I know.
So, you know.
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
No, I don't see it. You know, I'm picking mine up. He's only on a wound. So, well, let's get some attacks out of him before he gets popped. So,
Yes.
obviously, pick the same squad I was attacking into before, and then hopefully this time I can do a bit of damage. So hitting on 4s. Oh, let's see, just 1.
Are you the unluckiest man in the world? Oh.
Maybe just with Contemptors. Maybe it's just the curse of
Yeah.
playing word bearers. They don't like the bad guys to win. So let's have a look. Well, wound roll.
Squash is 1.
Yeah, squash is 1.
Well, so it's into my... I'll just do my Grav Maces first. Let's not waste everyone's time.
Yeah.
So I've got 8 Grav Mace attacks. That's 3 for the Sergeant and 2 close combat weapons. So I hit 4 times.
Lots of 1s, please.
Probably coming up.
Oh,
Oh, you get 1 and then 3 2s.
right.
But because it's a haywire mace.
Lots of 5s.
Yeah.
To be fair, those chainswords will do the job if I somehow make these 5s. But let's see. No. So that is 1 Contemptor. But let's see if he can...
You roll it. I don't want to blow up my own squad.
Okay, come on, big number. 5, that'll do.
I think that's pretty safe to say that's everyone. So you'll get... I think it'd be not 1 dude at the back because these 2 will have piled in.
Yeah.
But I can't get this 3rd dude over enough. All but one. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 17 total dudes that you got to hit.
17.
So it's wounding on 2s.
Oh, trip.
That's 16. Oh, 15 wounds. I'll just grab them. So 15 wounds, and these will all double me out. So 3s. Oh, that's a bunch of fails. See, do what I did with my own circle. You just bank on them to explode and kill people.
That's sick. It's done a lot more.
Yeah,
A lot more in
total
depth.
dead.
There we go.
So, yeah. 3, 7 takes one of the squads down to 1 member, and I'll just allocate that to 1 squad because we didn't sort of, we didn't differentiate, but it doesn't matter too much. So finally, we are into the Tacticals versus Dominator combat, in which all of your Tacticals will now strike after the piling.
Yeah.
And my 2 Dominators are still stood there.
Swinging away at each other.
They are.
Yeah, but I'm not fearless this turn, am I? So
You're not, no.
no, so I don't have that luxury going for me. Start with the power sword.
Yes.
See what it does. So no hits off that.
So the bayonet's coming in. Got hits on 5s.
So I'll just pick up the hits because it's a little easier.
So what's that, 4 hits?
That's 4. And then wounded on 3s.
3 wounds.
3 wounds there.
And 3 2-up saves, which are passing.
Yep.
So then I've got my Thunder Hammers coming back in, which I hit twice. And squash 2.
Squash 2.
Yeah. So that means I've won combat by 2. So
Yep.
you were on leadership 6 on your
6.
veteran sergeant.
Which, interestingly, is the floor for word bearers. You can't go below 6.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you killed more, it would have been the same. But here we go.
Oh, they love it.
Absolutely. Sticking around.
Yeah. Whoa. So at the end of Word Bearers 3, if James can keep my circle squad here for another turn or 2, as well as wipe out these, other than to dreadnoughts with that like random haywire, if you can wipe out these vet squads that are now diminished, he can actually just pit me by getting 1 unit into my deployment zone. So we'll go into Iron Warriors turn 3. So in Iron Warriors 3, I actually don't think I'm going to bring any reinforcements on for now. So I sort of want to see where James puts his reinforcements and put mine on next to sort of counter them. So my lone dude in the squad here, the remaining veteran, is going to hide on one side of the command, or near the command terminals, on one side of the wall. And my other veteran squad is actually going to move over to here in order to basically mean that I can't get multi-charged when anything comes in. Because other than that, there's not much I can do about just protecting this zone. And I need to keep troops there in case the game ends at the end of turn 4.
Yep.
So with that, and at the end of the turn, all this combat will have piled in. With that, those are my actually only things that I'm doing. So we'll get into the combats where, would you like to start with the tactical squad or the command? Let's start with the tactical squad.
Yeah, let's start with the attack. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
We might as
start
well.
with the money shot.
We know what the drill is over here, don't we?
Yeah, so you strike first.
And then you bludgeon some tacticals. Right.
It seems to refuse to not care.
Yeah.
Like,
They're just sacrificial lambs, aren't they, really? Power sword.
it hits.
One hit.
You get 3 attacks as well,
Oh.
don't you? Because it's power sword, 2 close combat weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Additional one. There we go. That one doesn't, though. And then, no, nothing with it, though.
And then over to the bayonets.
Over to the bayonet, see what he does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 7 tacticals. Now, I've actually been expecting just the sort of like bayoneting of my Terminators to just like rinse through everyone that's in base contact with you.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm waiting for it.
Okay, there's a couple of hits there. So I'll see if we do anything with it. And 2 wounds.
Oh, I think I might just jinx myself. I take a wound.
It's a 1.
You don't do one entirely, but I do take a wound.
Yeah, I'll take it.
The Thunderhammer's in return. I hit twice. And I squash 1.
Right.
So we actually draw combat. Have you got a Vexilla?
I do have a Vexilla.
So you win by 1.
Oh my gosh.
And my Terminators take a test. They love it.
They're all right.
And apparently, we just stuck here all game.
Yep. I'll take that.
Yeah,
but
well,
I would have loved
tacticals.
it. I'd have loved it if they had run.
Don't rule it out. So we'll go into the chief combat of the game.
Yeah, 100%.
So you strike first with your power swords.
Yep.
Then I go with the circle. And then we get into the true killers at initiative 1.
Yeah, we do, don't we? We get into a really good ruckus. I am... No, I thought about it. I was tempted to throw the challenge out, but at this point, I'm not so sure if...
Well, it is your last turn of being sort of like super killy.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, because I'm that extra +1. Let's do it. Why not? Yeah. So I'm going to throw a challenge out, and we'll see what happens because it might add something interesting.
Go on then.
All right. So
I'll take it. You've only got. So this is my dilemma now.
Yeah.
I've got a Paragon Blade and a Mastercrafted Thunderhammer.
Yeah.
Do I strike with the Paragon Blade where I could potentially kill you before anything happens to me?
Yeah.
Or do I strike? And I know this isn't for you to answer, but this is the dilemma that I'm going through. And I really want to not die. But the mutual mook is...
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the mutual mook.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm just... there's no modifier to my strength and toughness, actually, because it's turn 4 now, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'm just a regular Delegatus at this point without that.
But you have got the +1 for your psychic power that you got.
Yeah, so it might as well still be applying that. Okay, so are we doing the challenge first?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Oh no, let's do the initiative.
And then that
actually leaves our challenge to last.
Yeah, 100%, which is quite nice. So do these power swords, and there's a chain sword in the apothecary as well. So
yes,
I'll do those. So let's do these 2. So power swords hitting on 3s.
Yeah.
So 3 hits, and then really looking for those 6s, of which there is 1.
Yeah. So then I've got a 4 up invuln. So I take a wound.
Which I'll take.
And I'll put it on the guy which has got 4. So I don't really want to explodes at this second.
Okay, and then the apothecary's got a chain sword, which you can technically do something over roll some 6s. So he's not the same weapon skill as the rest of the unit, so he's the same as you. So I'm looking at...
You're looking at that?
I'm looking at that. That'll do.
Yeah. So then he's wounded on 6s, and you've got shred.
No, it doesn't have it.
Right. So then into my iron circle, and they each have 3 attacks. So that's 9 total attacks coming in. 3, 6, 9. And I'm hitting you on 5s. So I get 4 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid place to put the tray. So then 4 hits wounded on 2s. I get 4 wounds, and these are strength 9, AP 2 with brutal 2.
Okay, so strength 9, AP 2, brutal 2. I don't think I'll get a save, do I? It's the strength 9.
No, not if you've not got a boarding shield.
No, which I don't. So I'm just going to have to start pulling people off, aren't I?
Yeah.
So how many was it again?
4 total.
4 total. So effectively that's going to be everybody except him, isn't it?
Hmm.
So 1, 2. And then so that power fist has been denied to me.
Yeah, and then let's see if you can reclaim some glory.
Yeah, I'll take it if it means that I can get to wipe him out. But we'll find out, won't we? So we're being mutually destructive, aren't we?
Yes.
At this point.
So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first. I'm sure
and then you can wipe out the stain.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you on 3s because
Yep.
I'm a Praetor versus your Delegatus.
Yeah.
So I hit 5 times. Your toughness 6, but I'm strength 8.
Yep.
So it's 2s, but I'm not doubling you out. So I wound you 4 times.
Yep.
So you've got 8 saves to make, but they're not doubled out, so you need to fail 2 for me to kill you.
Okay, so I've got 5 ups, basically.
Yeah.
So I've saved, just the 1.
Just 1.
So
Jesus.
he's splatted.
Right. But then your attack's incoming.
So I've just got
Thunderhammer.
Thunderhammer, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Just 1 sec. Right.
So just the 3 attacks, coughing in preparation for these dice rolls. I'm hoping that something good happens. So obviously you've got high weapon skill than me, so I need these 5s really. So I've got 1.
Yeah.
Right.
So you wound me on 2s.
Yeah, I do wound you on 2s.
You do.
Which I go. So I've got brutal.
So brutal 2. I've got 4 up. But if I fail 1, you double me out.
This is.
Oh, you do.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
So we've got the mutual mook of the Praetors. And yeah.
Join each other in the afterlife.
Yeah, no one left in the combat, so combat results don't matter, but both warlords are gone. So over to Wordbearer's turn 4.
Yeah, it's a tough one really because I didn't expect that combat to go so badly, especially with the Terminators fleeing.
No,
so.
well, we were just saying off camera. I expected to get mullered in that combat with you hitting on 4. I think it was just the dice rolls just went well against you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the way the game goes, isn't it? But I think it's such a pivotal combat. I thought with the Contemptor, the Terminators, and the Command Squad in there, that would have been sufficient. But they're looking pretty buoyant there now in the middle, aren't they? So I need to make a decision if to bring something in, and I think that's probably going to be the critical thing. I think if I don't, I'll find it quite tough. But I think the key thing is obviously trying to get into your deployment zone as well.
Yeah.
So I think what I'll do is I will see if I can bring in these plasma guys and start to do something with them. They're not going to be too effective into those because they're only strength 6 and plasma. So I think if I start to bring them maybe in on this board edge here.
Yeah. So that's 1 for the troop and then 1 for the flank.
Yeah. They might be able to kind of move their way in through. How big is your deployment zone effectively, is it?
So it's up to this line.
Yeah.
And it's 12 inches away from either side and 12 inches up.
Because it's a bit of a snakier path through here, I think. But actually this is your deployment zone here, is it?
Yes, up to where this console is.
Up to where that console is. So actually I might bring them in on this side because if I can bring them in, I might be able to just shoot that one guy there. And
have a shoot on the first turn, I suppose, coming in.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend my 2 command points. I'm going to bring these guys in over here. Downrange, yeah.
So that's the unit moved on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make some shots, I think, on this guy here.
Should be like all but 3 or something.
Yeah, it's just working out the sort of line of sight here, I think, of this. So I think basically all of this strip here, and I think these 2 guys can see, and I would say that these guys are out and just there as well. So I'll start with those. So 1, 2, 3,
do you
4.
want to rally your Terminators?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Well, that would be useful, wouldn't it, if I rally them first? So let's see. Throw them back in.
They do on the sergeant's leadership.
Yeah, just about. So let's turn them around. I can come back for round 2. See if they like it anymore this time. Okay. So,
which actually I've got 10 wounds left in that squad.
Yeah.
So it's actually
maybe without
doable.
your Praetor in there as well, it might be a little bit more feasible. I think if he was still there, then there'd be no chance. But we'll see. Might at least tie them up, maybe keep them occupied. So we'll come to shooting then. So we'll shoot these guys over here. So these are assault 2. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say you can see. So I'll say 12 shots.
That's hitting on. And so I've got to do something here, so I'm actually going to react when you've declared the shooting
2
to move up to the wall.
6.
So that I'm out of so that means I'm out of line of sight.
Right, okay. So well, none of them will really be able to see that then, will they?
Yeah. And that's just to delay this turn.
Yeah.
Like, so that it's, if we go, I'm imagining we go to turn 5 because it's on a 2+.
Yeah.
But it's to just buy me that extra turn of surviving.
Yeah. It's a smart move, I think, because obviously, really it's about holding this ground for you, isn't it? And anything that I think like helps you to do that.
Well, it's in terms of like, I don't actually need to do damage.
Yeah.
What I need to do is just hold on.
Yeah, that's it. Hold the line. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, they'll hold on to their plasma then for now, and then basically they can't do much now, can they? In terms of,
and not particularly. I suppose you could snapshot into the iron circle.
Yeah.
Because I can't react, so there's no point not.
Yeah, I suppose so. As the bolters could do something, and there's still a plasma blaster in there, so you never know. Yeah. So I'll start with the plasma blaster. So 2 snapshots. See if I get 6. I get 1.
You do.
There you go. So wound on a 4, which I do. So
and you breach. So I've got an invuln, and I take a wound.
Oh wow!
Immediately worth it.
Series of lucky rolls, wasn't it? Really. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combis.
Yeah. So they're rapid firing, and we'll re-roll to get the 6s because they're combi.
So roll these. So hitting
6s.
6.
So 3 hits, and then re-rolling the rest.
So 3s there, and then pick these up. Hopefully get a few more 6s. Just the 1. All right. So there's 3.
Or 4 total. Yeah.
4 total.
So then 6s to wound because I'm tough to 7.
Or
you get 1.
Yeah. Do you want me to re-roll that one?
Yeah,
the tray,
the tray.
Yeah. Just the 1.
So 3 up.
Which should say. Fine. There we go.
But been worth doing the shooting because it just chips off another wound that you do later.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going straight into combat, I think.
Yeah.
Which is this one over here. The combat that goes on and on.
Tying up.
Yeah.
The dominators. So you've got the tactical squad with 3 attacks. So the tactical sergeant.
Yeah.
3 attacks with the power sword.
So hopefully he can swing it quite well and get some hits.
He does.
He gets 1. Okay, so a 2 doesn't do much though. So the bayonets are going to go in. So they're kind of just on the back, so ready to be fixed on. But so 1, 2, 3.
Don't worry,
4,
I'm not
5.
checking WYSIWYG.
Yeah,
when I've got a thunder spear, I mean, if I start checking people's WYSIWYG,
yeah,
I've not got much of a ground to stand on.
No, that's fine. I think mine's mostly, but there might be the odd one. I think 1 or 2 things. So 6.
Are you saying you've got all the frag grenades modelled? Because that's the classic when someone's like, "Oh, but you can't have a thunder spear."
Mostly was the operative word, I think. Mostly. There might be. Yeah. Well, we can zoom in later and find out. Right. Let's have a look. So doesn't do it, does it? Because you're weapon skill 5. So all swinging and missing.
So the thunder hammers, I hit once. And I squashed 1.
Yeah.
But because I already know what your unit's equipped with, because this combat has been going on forever, you've got a Vexilla, the combat's drawn, and we carry on for another turn.
Just carry on fighting. Yeah. This is its own mini story, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Is it?
If this wasn't here, this doorway, this pinch point, obviously they would have got absolutely creamed.
But that is the beauty of Zone Mortalis, though, right?
Yeah.
Is if you position correctly,
it's
much more. Like, that's the balance of that positioning comes into it much more.
Oh yeah, I think it's a really, really good, sort of tactical, game within itself. Just purely positioning.
Yeah, well, so it's sort of like, although it uses the same base rules, although it uses the same units, it's a completely different game to main Heresy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that, we'll go into Iron Warriors, turn 4, potentially the last turn. But you gain 2 more resource points.
I do.
Reinforcement points, that's the one. Always get that wrong. Into Iron Warriors turn 4, I've got my Tartarus unit to bring on, as well as my Zone Mortalis destroyers. And I'm going to bring on my Tartarus unit and sort of just start flooding the back of the board with dudes, essentially. So I'm going to put my 8-man Tartarus unit in the end zone. Oh, actually, I'm not going to be boring with it. I warn you, I was going to be super boring with it.
You're going to bring them up.
I'll bite it back, yeah. So I'm going to move on to here, which it uses the advanced reactions. So you can use Interceptor, I believe. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, in Zone Mortalis. So you will get an intercept, but then I'm going to attempt to charge.
Okay.
Right. So
I can intercept from that unit there.
Yeah.
Snap? No.
No, because it's
Just a normal.
Yeah, it's only the suppress that's snapping.
That's interesting.
So the Terminator squads come in, and that can trigger the intercept reaction, which I imagine you'll do.
I imagine I will, absolutely. So I think they can all be seen, can't they? So
yeah.
There's 9 of the normal shots and then 1 guy with a pistol. So that'll be, because since we're assault 2, that's 18. So yeah. Just count the dice out. So 2, 4, 18 of those, and then 1 for the pistol, which I'll do after. Right, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so fire these into your Tartarus squad. So I'll be hitting on 3s.
Okay. So that's 6 misses, 7 misses.
Yes.
So that's 11 hits.
Which is quite tasty. And then strength 6.
Yeah, so wound on 2s and 4s to breach.
Yeah. So those.
So you've got 9 total wounds, of which
I'll separate
7.
I'll breach him.
Yeah. So not too bad. Right, so I've got 7 breaching on my 5 up as a Tartarus. So that's 3 just hosed down immediately. And then the 2 normal wounds,
you're fine.
They're fine. So not too bad. You've then
I've just got the pistol. Yeah, I've just got the plasma pistol. So that hits.
Yeah.
It doesn't wound, I'm afraid.
No.
But because it's there, whereas when it doesn't get hot, so that's quite useful.
No. Do you cause pinning with your Wurber as well?
It does, yeah. They cause pinning as well.
So I'll take the pinning check at leadership 8 for the sergeant, and they're fine.
Yeah. Loving it.
Yeah. So in the rest of my movement phase, my iron circle are actually going to retreat to the doorway, just so that I'm a bit closer to my deployment zone in case anything gets moved to here. It also means that I'm not giving James an extra turn to, like, if I charge him, he could just wipe me out and then have another turn to move into my deployment zone. So don't want any of that. They're going to move backwards.
They're going into Hodo mode, aren't they?
They are.
Hold the door.
Exactly. So he's going to be straight into the assault phase where my Terminators are going to charge the warp fire throwers.
Right, okay. Well,
so do you want to hold?
I think I'm going to have to, because there's obviously there's no overwatches, they're obviously being in Zone Mortalis. So if I roll to hold, we'll see how it goes, and just hope you roll a low figure, really. Yeah, so they'll be holding no matter what.
And I'll roll the dice to get in.
Oh,
and
love it.
Yeah, so I get, it's an 8-inch charge. So I get my closest in, and then everyone just goes bosh. Of which, luckily for me, I get everyone in, but actually, I would have wasted a few attacks. Again, with the Zone Mortalis, they were in the right position, like your squad, to limit my number of attacks going in.
100%.
Yeah. So, shall we start with the tactical combat?
Yeah, the one that goes on.
That I'm actually most interested in seeing who wins, like by the end of this game.
That'll go on to the end of time, this one, I think.
Yeah.
Right, I'll roll the usual pattern.
He hits.
So he hits. Usually gets the 1 attack as well, doesn't he? So, and then
it doesn't wound.
Usually doesn't do anything with
the Dane hits.
Yeah. So how many of these alive have I got now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll them. Nothing.
I've got my 4 attacks coming back. I hit twice, 3 times.
Oh, could be decisive.
I wound 3 times.
So that is 3 squashed.
Yeah, and that is the leadership -3, but because James is a word bearer, I'm going to say this like I know, like you didn't say it earlier in the game. Like, it's their leadership reduced to 6 because of the word bearer's rules.
So it floors out at 6. So let's see if I can.
They just about
very
don't.
close. So I'm running, but you cataphractic plate.
Yeah, so I can't sweep.
But I am going
7
directly away.
Yeah, so the first move is directly away.
And then it's towards the
nearest exit, yeah. And I'll consolidate 3 inches. I'm going to run after you. You've annoyed me enough that I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Come back here, you bastards.
Who'd have thought an elite dominator squad would get so in such a vendetta with a tactical squad?
Who'd have thought the Terminator unit beat a tactical squad?
Yeah.
For the next absolute surprise.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go over to the warp fire throwers versus the Tartarus. Oh, what? They're not warp fire throwers, are they? That's a Skaven unit.
Yeah, yeah. They'd be quite good if they were Skaven because they're probably about 50 of them right now.
Yeah. So I'm all initiative 1 with my fists.
So I've got a power axe. So obviously that's initiative 1, 2. But then I'll do some piling. And these guys are just going to hit you with the butt of their plasma guns essentially and see if that does much.
Yeah. So we'll be all striking because you're all in coherency.
Yeah, absolutely. So 9 guys there.
Yeah.
And I'll roll them over here. Are they just normal Tartarus, are they?
Yes.
Weapon skill 4.
Yeah,
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay.
So hitting on 4s.
3, 2, 3. And then
wounded on 4s. 1.
Just the 1.
And it's saved. So I've then got 5 Terminators striking with their fists. They each get 3 attacks because of the charge. So they hit on 4s. And then squash on 2s. So I've got 5 hits. And squash on 2s. So that's 4 squashed.
Yep.
And you've got your power axe back.
And that's the 1. Just 3.
Yeah. So 2 for the sergeant and 1, 2 close combat weapons. Yeah, and that's no
nothing,
hits.
is it?
Yeah. So again, leadership bottoms out at 6. And
we're finding this rule comes into effect a lot because of losing a lot of combat. So we'll say, nope, that won't do it. And you can run after me this time, can't you?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so each 1d6 and we compare.
Okay.
5.
And.
So they swept. Right. So that's the end of turn 4. And we'll roll to see if the game continues.
So on a 1, it stops, doesn't it? So let's find out. Oh my god.
And the same numbers that you've had all game continues.
Yeah, there you go.
And the game ends. So
yeah, good game, mate. Good game.
And we'll catch everyone in the outro. Okay, so that was the ZM game. And I will say, I don't think you were let down by tactics. I don't think you were let down by the units. You just had one of the unluckiest streak of dice rolls that has been on this channel.
Yeah. It's that new dice you gave me, I think.
You were using the same dice. We even switched them halfway through.
It's the way it goes sometimes in a dice game, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think, like, running down the tactics of it, I think...
Yeah.
Like, I had to move forwards, and I think you capitalised on that really well.
Yeah.
With that, like, multi-charge. I wasn't expecting the Tartarus Terminators
to come in there.
It completely threw me.
I think that was a moment where I was thinking, right, they're coming in from that side. You've got your Contemptor coming in there. I wasn't doing like math hammer in my head, but I thought that's a combat I can win, and if I win it, then it's
just the feeling is like, you can win this. And I thought that, and then it just melted, didn't it?
100%. And to be fair, those Iron Circle held up really well, didn't they?
Yeah, because they were the weapon skill 4. Like that, I thought was going to make much more of a difference.
Yeah,
but I suppose just getting those, like, they're all brutal, aren't they? And like like, yeah, they've got that rule. They're brutal. 100%. And we all know what the rule has.
And it's the 4-up inbuilds on the shields as well. If you're rolling 4s, you know, they're not dying, I think. And when they do die, they explode and they can take another...
So I showed like my plan to actually just do...
Well, my Contemptor, when that came on, the one I brought in your backline, which I thought was quite a canny move, he did a lot more damage just by exploding than he did by punching anything, so... Yeah,
and that's... I think just because of... That again was bad dice rolls, that you killed one dude each turn or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think the strategy that I'd gone with, that I was just trying out today, just happened to be a successful one with the Weapon Skill 5 Veteran Sergeants.
But I think with Zone Mortalis, and I think we were talking about this, being quite interesting. It's almost like chess, because I brought that in there having, you know, a strategy in mind, but you've got things that you can bring on. So there's constant counterplay. So I think, you know, again, with the sort of like the Warp Fire Blasters, they're coming on the side, thinking they're going to do some work. You can bring something on to counter it. So there's this whole kind of almost alternate game. There's what's going on the board, and there's what's going on off the board as well. So, you know, it's a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, because weirdly, neither of us were in a rush to just like get everything on as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Like, you were bringing on a bit more than me, because I suppose that helps you overwhelm me.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't want to bring on anything until you'd brought something on, I could see where your resources had gone.
Yeah. And it's playing quite reactively like that. Actually worked really well, I think, because you could bring things on, like you're saying, to counter what I was doing. And because, you know, I mean, we had to roll a 1, didn't we, for it to end when it ended, because I still had a big tactical unit that never came on. And the plan is to bring them back on the board. But yeah, no, it's a really interesting game, I think. And that and hiding round corners, like obviously the tactical squad holding up the Dominator unit was probably all because they were funneled in. So.
Well, I think that was like, it was obviously a really good placement of them, and they were the best thing in the game. That was the most surprising outcome. Never mind the Iron Circle.
Yeah.
The most surprising outcome of that entire game was the tactical squad.
Yeah.
Just taking the Dominators out of the game.
Yeah, and not running away until right into the end. Yeah.
Yeah, not running away until a point where even if the game had carried on for 2 turns, that Dominator unit was far too far away.
Yeah.
And couldn't have done
to
anything.
Affect the game. Yeah. And I think that was it, you know, because if that combat in the middle, let's say had gone my way, right, and I was able to push up through those doors, then, you know, maybe they can't get that back there in time, you know, and there's other options. So, you know, your Tara squad might not have come on that side to take those guys off, because they would have had to reinforce the middle. It's just, it's very interesting, and in many ways it makes it enjoyable that it pivots on these little combats and these little moments. But sometimes in a great big game, you can lose a bit here and
another, because you can just shoot across the board, and another thing will just make up for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah. So even though it was a decisive win, I think for the Iron Warriors, and a decisive loss for the World Bearers, it felt like a really good game. So
Well, no, cheers for coming on, and
hopefully
you will come back on again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we were just saying, you know, hopefully I can get some time in the future, and we'll throw some dice down again. Maybe different dice. But,
maybe we'll mix them up before you go home with your set of dice.
Yeah, all right. That sounds good.
Yes, and if you enjoyed that game, don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff, so that we know you like ZM games, and we'll play more of them on the channel. And there is a Patreon link below where you can get yourself a bounty tray, the dice, and access to the Discord. And with that, we'll see you again in a bit.
See ya.